It is impossible to starve children to death in self-defense. That is the third time I've said that in a video now, all three with many, many months between them. And not only is it still a relevant statement that needs to be made, not only is the situation still ongoing, but increasingly it is becoming worse and worse. You know, I remember when I was young, there was an artist that suggested bringing a starving African child from Africa to France in order to put them on display in a gallery in Paris. Now, this was naturally met with a reaction of great shock and anger and outrage. But of course, the exhibit was never meant to actually happen. The point was to demonstrate the hypocrisy of the outrage, to demonstrate that people are actually quite happy to participate in a system that creates suffering as a necessary result, to enjoy the lifestyle and participate in the overconsumption that requires the cheap access to other people's resources, the control of other people's territories and freedom, the control of the movement of goods and resources, to look the other way and stay silent when our leaders use the power that we give them to control and uphold, to finance, to arm, and sometimes to directly install leaders in other people's countries. The leaders that create the situations that we require in order to keep our civilization safe and prosperous. But people are happy to participate in that as long as we get to do it in ignorance, as long as we get to look the other way and pretend that it doesn't really have anything to do with us, as long as we don't actually have to watch it happen in front of our own eyes. But now, I think that might have been wrong, because this is happening in front of our eyes. We are watching child after child starve to death on our screens as a result of the support of our leadership, the result of our tax money. And yet our leadership and our media are still asking us to indulge arguments as to whether or not this could possibly be an effort of self-defense, could possibly be an effort of avoiding civilian casualties, as to whether or not this was ever actually an attempt to rescue hostages. This is deliberate destruction on a mass scale. There's no argument against that. This is the deliberate targeting of innocent civilians. There is no argument against that. There are now more people that have been killed by the IDF simply trying to access aid via a system controlled and operated by the IDF than all of the people that were killed on October the 7th. We have the testimony of doctors with direct experience of the situation on the ground stating that they appear to be making a game of it.
We saw the clustering of injuries to particular body parts on certain days. The clustering was far, far too obvious to be coincidental. We're going to shoot the head today, tomorrow it'll be the chest, the next day it'll be the testicles.
Like a game. Like target practice. We have joint statements from organizations like the BBC and Reuters stating that the journalists trying to cover what is going on the ground are at risk of starvation also. And yet one of the people primarily responsible is not only still free, still funded, still able to operate, he's going on Western podcasts to gossip about fast food preferences to try and clean up his image.
Burger King. I like Burger King more.
Would you like Burger King over McDonald's? That's your worst take, I think.
And now the Israeli Knesset have voted in vast majority favor of annexing the West Bank as well, in case there was any doubt as to what their goals are, what their priorities are, what they believe they should be trying to accomplish. There is no longer any sensible argument that this was ever anything but a deliberate attempt to annex Gaza and ethnically cleanse the Palestinian people out of Gaza.